Welcome from Busch Gardens. So we are at Busch Gardens during Christmas time, here during the winter, and today the park's open from 2 to 10. So we're going to do that. Just so you know, we did get our tickets online ahead of time, and they weren't bad. They were $31 a person. Now we did, the parking was $40, so just so you know that, and it's not any cheaper if you pay online ahead of time. Not all the rides are going to be open, but they have a lot of shows and stuff, so we're going to check all that out. Welcome to the Addams Family Travelers. Join us as we use our vacation days to travel around as much as we can and enjoy exploring the world. Make sure you join us on our adventures. Also, Busch Gardens of Williamsburg is broken up into different countries, different European countries, and we are in the England section right now. As you can tell by the telephone booth behind me. This is where you first go into when you enter the park. So we have now made our way into Scotland, where you can see the Clydesdale horses of Anheuser-Busch fame because Busch Gardens is owned by the Anheuser-Busch family. And they are behind. They're really pretty to look at. And they're here, I believe, all year round. So we have made it to Ireland, where Finnegan's Flyer is behind me, and Ashton's going to go on that one. No one else is, but Ireland seems to be the first. They have rides in Scotland, but none of them are open right now during the winter. But we got really lucky. We got a mild day. It's beautiful out, just sweatshirt weather in the 50s. So great here. And Ashton's going to go on this ride, and I might go into some of the shops in Ireland. Ash and I are on the Skylift. We got on and we have entered France, and we got on in France. And this takes you over to the other side of the park. I think what we're going to do is we're going to get off and then go back on so we don't miss anything.
Aaron and Brian are behind us.
Yep.
They actually just took off. They are headed on our tail.
And it's neat because you can see all the roller coasters. You can see some of them behind us.
We're actually basically going through a roller coaster here, as you can see. It's pretty cool.
And the whole loop at the park loops around. So we started in Scotland and Ireland, and you can start in Italy. We just chose a way.
Whoa, look at that flooring.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's a water ride, I think, that we passed over.
Oh, yeah.
So, it starts, so we picked France,
over
Scotland.
there is that ride that I was just on.
Yeah, Finnegan's Flyers. So we picked, Scotland and Ireland, and then we'll loop around the whole thing. The whole loop is, a mile and a half.
I see.
So since there was no line, we were able to stay on the Sky Ride, and we're gonna get right back across to France.
And then they're about to take off too, behind us.
So we stayed on the Skylift, but got off the second stop, and we ended up in the Sesame Street area. I don't think this is where we started, but we'll find our way. Okay, so we found out that the Sky lift has 3 stops, and we got off on the second one because there was a line. They wouldn't have let us continue. So we are now we started in the Sesame Street area, and we are now in Italy. So we're just going to continue the loop from here, and we'll get back to France at some point. So Ashton and Brian are going to go in the teacups in Italy here, and we'll wait for them. We're trying to find some rides that are open and kind of just stopping as we go. Yeah. So apparently in the winter, it does not loop all the way around. So we are going to try to go back to England and start where we were. So, get back that way. Okay, so I think we were first to Italy, then we went in Italy, and now we are arriving in San Marco. So now we're in the Germany area, and we are going to ride Verbolken, which is a roller coaster that doesn't go upside down, so I can go on it, and we're all going to go on it. I think I don't know, the sign said 55-minute wait, the app says 30, so, but there's not a ton open, so we're going to wait here and, try it out so we can go on something. So we just got to the front of the line of Verbolten, and they basically, so when we were 15 minutes away from the front, they started making announcements that they were going to shut it down due to the temperature. They let us continue in the line, and just said, oh, new people don't get in the line. We got to the very front, about to get on, and they were like, oh, never mind, it's too cold. They should have shut the ride down way before that. They shouldn't have let us wait in line for an hour to get up to the very front and not let us on. Like, we were literally sitting in the seats, and then they were like, we're not running it anymore. They should have, they can see what the weather is going to be and check what the temperature is. And we had no idea that their policy here was that they shut down the weather if it's too cold, because we've gone on rides at Hershey Park way colder than this. It's only like 40 degrees. We've gone on rides at Hershey Park when it's been like 20 or 10. So we are very upset. We just wasted an hour in line. I'm not very happy with Busch Gardens. They needed to shut down the line way before that if they were going to shut down the ride. They can know and track the weather and see what is going to happen. So we're quite upset, especially because we actually were sitting in the seats. This is not a very good policy, and we're quite upset. Ashton was crying. We were literally, in the seats. So they should have just let us go on, or the people up front. They knew they were going to close it down and really did not forewarn us or anything. Busch Gardens needs to fix their policy. It's ridiculous. Wasting an hour in line for a ride they knew they were going to be shutting down. I just asked better of you, Busch Gardens. So really, you kind of ruined our experience here. Ashton and Brian went on the swings. Unfortunately, everyone for Verbolten came and went on the swings. So Aaron and I are just going to walk around and check what else there is to do here. So this is closing too. So the Big Bad Wolf's behind me, that's another roller coaster. They said that one's going to be closing down due to temperature too, so we're not going to wait in that line. But that's another option here during the winter. So I just asked the attendant if they were going to be closing that one due to the weather, and he said yes soon. But they're still letting people in line. I don't really understand. It's a 40-minute wait, and those people are just wasting their time. I really don't understand why they don't stop people from getting in line. I'm not really sure I understand this policy at all. If you're going to shut the ride down, shut it down beforehand so people don't get in line. I don't know. I mean, because we were the first ones in line, or at least give us a pass if it's going to open back up so we could get back in line. So we just had dinner at Fest House, which is like a German house. It had a lot of park food, plus it had some sausage. It was expensive, but it's probably, from what I read, the best place in the park to eat. The food was okay. It was park food. It cost us $100 for the 4 of us. What are you going to do? We're in a theme park. And then we got to see in the Fest House, they have a show perform as well. So we got to see that during dinner. So we're going to just walk around right now and keep checking things out. I think the only roller coaster open is the Dark Coaster, which is the indoor roller coaster, and that's a 75-minute wait. So we did Ashton and Brian did the carousel, and then we did the train where we got to see, just go along a train ride, which was fun. And we're just going to continue to walk around the park. We're now in New France, which I think is essentially Canada. So we finally made our way back to France, and we're going to continue to walk. I think we wanted to check out one more thing in Italy, but otherwise we're going to walk through and probably leave soon. Okay, so we just finished Busch Gardens. Williamsburg, we spent about 6 hours here. We did have fun, but I think in the winter time with none of the rides open, I don't know if it's worth it. Now, we got discounted tickets online for $31, but I didn't think that was too much. For the 6 hours we were here, we spent a majority of that waiting in line for Verbolken where we couldn't get on, and then waiting in line for food at the Fest House. I mean, I think with only one roller coaster open because of their weather policies, I mean, like anytime in the winter, it's going to be below 40 degrees. So I think that you're better off. I don't really think Busch Gardens in the winter is worth it. The lights at Christmas time and stuff are pretty, but I mean, really, other than that, and the shows, if you're there for like the shows and the lights, otherwise, if you're coming to try to go on rides, I don't think it's worth it. I would wait till the spring or summer, till it's warmer and all the rides will be open, if you're more of a roller coaster enthusiast. So that's my take on Busch Gardens in the winter. That just happened to be the time of year we were here. The Christmas was nice, but I mean, like going to Hershey Park and going to their Christmas thing, I don't think it was much different. And Hershey Park had rides open in the cold. It was sleeting, like frozen rain when we went, and the rides were still open, and it was in the 20 degrees. But make sure you dress warm if you're here in the winter. It was kind of deceiving where it was 50 degrees in the day. And we did not wear our heavy coats, and then it got really cold. Also, if you are going to come in the winter and you're interested in renting roller coasters, go on them first thing. I wish we had known that. We would have gone to the roller coasters first thing. If you do that at 2 o'clock when it opens, you may have 2 hours till the roller coasters close. And that's another reason I don't think it's worth it in the winter. With the park opening at 2, I just don't think, at least on the weekdays, I just don't think it's worth it coming and trying to see the roller coasters and whatnot. But otherwise, we had a good day. It was an interesting day at Busch Gardens. We didn't get on a lot of rides, but got to come here. We're cold. We're gonna go warm up. But thank you for watching.